So very glad to have this next person in studio on Social Mornings with Jackson and Steph. You are a Christian hip-hop artist, is that correct?
I'm a recording artist. I've been making music for 20 years.
But you do make it with a certain... all your music
What's your
message.
genre when people ask us?
It's hard to tell, man. I mean, I do make hip-hop music. I am a Christian. I have a wide fan base, so it's really hard. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, I've submitted my whole last album to the #1 Christian hip hop blog, period. And I was, you know what I'm saying? Like, they denied every single, they haven't even showed me any love. So It's really hard. I've gotten more love on secular, like, top 40 radio with, like, Chris and all them and you guys than I have even sometimes in some of the Christian hip hop circuit. So it's really hard to place me. I don't know. I am a Christian myself. My music does have a faith-based undertone, but at the end of the day, I make music, so I don't know what.
Well, you're joining us, and we do a morning show on country radio, so that's I totally understand where you're coming from, Rip. And when people say that's not country and it's country pop, or it's more pop, or it's more Christian based, I see where you're answering that one.
But yes, we are joined by recording artist Rip, and the reason we have you in is because you've got. Well, first off, you're a really nice guy, incredibly talented, but you've got a new song coming out with one of our favorites. Used to be in a band called Thirsty Jones, but now she's down in Nashville doing big things. Kirsty Krause. You guys have a Jolene coming out that I got to hear via a video from YouTube from Bratfest where you debuted it. This song is incredible.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And honestly, that means the world to me. That means a lot coming from you. But I'm truly grateful. I want to thank my buddy. I got to thank
anyone listening is going, oh, okay, he's got bad taste in radio DJs, but all right.
No, I got to thank my buddy Aaron J right here next to me too, though, man. He's the one that kind of hooked up the collaboration. I had the idea. I've been a big Jolene fan my whole life, actually. Dolly Parton fan, like actually since we were kids, like. It goes way back to my childhood. My thing was, when I got older, I'm like, I really would like to make a Dolly Parton song. You know what I'm saying? So, actually, last year, for those that don't know, I was considered for Grammy. So I was at the Grammys last year, and she came out and she performed Jolene with Miley Cyrus, and I'm sitting there in the crowd, and that's when I was kind of like, now's the time more than ever. There's no time like the present. I'm like, I'm gonna do it on this album. So, the concept was already there for the few months, like brewing. When I saw her, at the Grammys, though, and Dolly Parton was honored as Music Cares Person of the Year, I'm like, she's hot right now. Now's the time. There's no time like the present. I'm like, I'm going to do it. So I pulled the trigger. I reached out to Aaron. I'm like, yo, I need a country singer on this. Like, who do you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, this has to be done right. And that's when he was just kind of like, I know I got the perfect person. He reached 100%. Out, and she was in. Kirsty was in. And even to this day, she's been so gung-ho and, like, awesome about it. She's cross-promoting it, and she's just been great. Like, she's been a dream come true to collaborate with.
I still follow her on Insta Story, too, because she was here on today's Q106 as a street teamer way back in the day.
Yeah, okay. used to help us out with events and stuff like that. And it's great to see her down in Nashville making her dream come true. And great seeing her collaborate with a great artist like you, who has a great message. And it's such a great song. I've only heard the live version of it, so I'm really excited. I haven't even heard the version that we're going to play here in a few minutes. I haven't even heard that yet, and I'm jacked up to be able to hear this and to get a chance to debut your music on here. And I know that we do a country music show, but hey, look, good music is good music no matter what. And that's a great chance to open people's ears to some good music.
And speaking of Dolly, she's going to be at the CMA Awards. She's a guest co-host this year with Carrie Underwood and Reba. So who knows what Dolly... Oh, actually, Dolly is going to be on stage. She was announced as a performance doing a duet again this time, kind of like how she did it with Miley at the Grammys. This time with... Oh my gosh, they're so popular. Kings of Country, I believe is the name of it.
King and Country. Yeah. She remixed their new song, God Only Knows.
Wow.
So they had a music video. She's really big right now. I think Kygo just did an EDM song with her. She's really big right now. So I'm telling you, the timing.
Dolly's been really big for a number of years.
I love that though.
Well, I mean, it's a shame, but but I'm just saying she's coming back in the forefront. She's kind of back in popular culture, like Jolene, her, and everything. It's just it all worked out. Like timing was perfect. You know what I mean? So
She's staying relevant.
Yes, everyone loves Dolly, and I think anyone that's ever met her, and anytime you hear people talking in country music, and we get to hear a little bit behind the scenes stuff, I've never heard anyone say anything at all negative about Dolly. So yeah,
Can I say something about Dolly real quick?
Wait, hang on to that story because during our podcast, we also do our morning show.
Yep.
So we're about to do a little snippet of our morning show, and then we'll be right back with our guests as we're on with Social Mornings. All right, DJ Aaron J., what is the story?
I know Vanilla Ice.
Wait.
He knew I was going to say that. We're busting him out. Aaron J. is a name dropper, and anytime
He has so many cool
drop
stories.
Jackson
No,
Dunn's name
you
all
don't
the
call him
time.
Vanilla Ice. What do you call him?
Rob, he's Rob.
He calls him Rob. They're
Rob.
buddies.
You
They're
were
buddies.
there.
They went to college together.
Hey, can you get me close to Adam Sandler? Because
No.
Vanilla Ice has been in Adam
Oh,
Sandler
I know,
movies.
I know.
So,
And, you know,
so name drop us some Dolly here.
So Dolly was doing a show at the Coliseum, and I was doing a wedding at the Sheridan right across the street. And I ran into some of her band, and I said, "Hey, come on up, enjoy the party," and they did. But Dolly didn't come because when Dolly comes, Dolly has to be Dolly.
Dolly
She got to be all makeup and
no offense, Dolly doesn't want to
know?
party with you. I mean,
Yeah, I know, Dolly didn't party with
She
me.
is a homebody, though, too. I've
If
heard.
it's any consolation, I was turned down by Dolly's people myself. Okay, true story. True story. I actually reached out to her management, and it was a shot in the dark. But I tried getting a cameo from her in the music video.
Oh, well, you gotta try.
gotta
It never
ask.
hurts to ask.
I mean, the cool thing was, instead of being ignored, I actually got an email a couple days later. It was really quick, and they were like, "I'm sorry, unfortunately, she's not available." So,
Hey,
but
at
I
least you
couldn't,
got a reply.
I couldn't accept not trying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never get
So-
what you don't ask for.
I
Now,
mean,
you have to ask permission to use that to use the song, or is it since it's art and you're changing a certain part of it? What's the rule? on
Correct.
that?
Yeah. So
What are
that's
the
kind of like a
copyright rules?
transformative. It's like a derivative work. So what you need to do is you need instead of like a cover license, when you get a sync license, it's called a interpolation license. So it's a lot less steps than like sampling a song, but there are small little legalities like that and stuff where the publishers got to get their cut or whatever and stuff. But
Everybody's gotta get paid.
I mean, hey, that's the way the business goes.
How do you feel about this finally, about it hitting people's ears? Because you played it for Bratfest, got a great reception,
Yeah.
but are you nervous? How do you feel about people? Whenever you release a song, how do you feel about, because what it is, people forget that this is an art piece. Whether you're a painter or you're a chef, when someone's trying your stuff, you want them to like it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I actually just got a comment on Facebook yesterday of somebody that was disproving it. So, like, I got before the song's even out, someone's already disproving it. Before
Those
even
are the trolls.
hearing the full message or
hate
seeing
them.
the video. But you know what? Not everybody. You're not going to please everybody.
You can't.
The thing is, I'm very excited because. I think it's a great song. The original song's a great song. I'm very stoked about the collaboration. I think the music video turned out very great. The very few people who have seen it, they think it's a great video. I'm just super stoked. The message behind it, I think, is the biggest thing, which I think people will take away. And that's kind of a personal story to me. So, I mean, I just, overall to be able to get that out and kind of hopefully open some hearts and eyes and maybe start conversations, I think is the biggest thing for me. So I'm excited.
While we have you here, Rip, I do want to hear your side of the story behind it then. If
What
that's
is it?
something
Yeah,
that people need to take
we gotta
away.
open this can of worms
Yeah,
now. buddy.
no doubt. No, definitely. I mean, okay, so not everybody knows my story, but I've dealt with a lot of things in my life. But Jolene was just kind of like I used it as kind of a metaphor for addictions and vices and all these other kind of things like that steal you away from something that's good, that you have good going on in your life. So Jolene is like, in my video, in my story, Jolene was a sex addiction or whatever that was stealing me away from greater things in life. So Jolene could kind of be used as a metaphor for anybody who may be going through other things, whether it be other vices, addictions, or anything else in general. So. It's kind of the video kind of tells a story too, goes a little bit in depth, and it's just kind of personal to me. So
now we're gonna play the song. So where can folks get the video? What's your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Your Insta stories? Your MySpace? Friendster? Where do we find you at?
you can go to myspace.com/Rip.
Oh, you should about that.
Why you guys laughing? It's still up. It's still up.
Oh, you're right. MySpace became for artists.
He's still friends with Tom.
That's how I found this guy right here. It's on my
Actually, yeah, that's true story. Back in like mid 2000s,
Oh my
he found me on
gosh, you
MySpace.
guys.
Actually, yeah.
Whoisrip.com.
Whoisrip.com is my website. All jokes aside, whoisrip.com has all my
R.I.P.,
socials.
just one P, though.
One P, yep.
Yeah.
Whoisrip.com. You can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/Rip Records. The video is going to debut at 2 p.m. on Friday. Me and Kirsty are actually going to be live, like chatting with people. It's going to be a live premiere where we're going to be in a chat room with people. So we're going to hang around and talk to people during and after the video premiere too. So that's on YouTube. But my website, whoisrip.com, has all my social links. You can find me on Instagram at whoisrip and all that stuff. But whoisrip.com will have all the links to all that stuff.
Let's support some local artists.
Absolutely.
So
Local
much
and
work.
national, because you do big. You're at the Grammys.
International. I just did my my first show in Honduras this summer.
What?
This podcast, we have listeners all around the world, actually.
Yeah.
We do.
That's
like 2
no
or 3
lie.
of them, but we do.
And we're like, why are they listening in Germany?
Yeah,
We were
yeah.
so confused. But now you're going to go international on our
Hey,
podcast, too.
that's.
Or
I got
maybe
a
we
lot
can
of love
ride
for you
on
guys.
Rip's coattails.
I think we're going to do that.
Yeah.
I feel it right now. Remember back in the day on MTV when they would have the video premiere and the making of the video. Now I feel like we're doing that right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now the world premiere of Jolene with Rip featuring Kirsty Krause.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Oh, please don't take him just because you can.
15 with an attitude, and he steady looking like he mad at you. Never satisfied, no gratitude.